My name is Megan, and I'm here, I'm going to tell you a story of how yoga came to me. Okay, so, according to Yoga Journal, yoga can heal your body, and yoga balances your life. So there's current scientific evidence that is basing their research, and they're starting to show health benefits for what yoga can do for us. So yoga is an ancient philosophy, and it's taken a lot of years for the scientific community to get behind yoga because it's been very difficult to more or less, to be able to research it. But some of the things that yoga does for us is it maintains health. It manages chronic diseases such as back pain. It creates well emotional being, and it reconnects ourselves with ourselves and with the world. So and those are kind of hard things for the science community to say, oh, how can I measure this? But because of these, 21 million people, are practicing yoga, as according to a study from the National Center of Contemporary Integrative Health. And the study was done in 2012. Between 2007 and 2012, there was a 37% increase of people practicing yoga. 21 million people in the United States today practice yoga. This is New York City, Times Square. Amazing. Just think of the energy. So I'm going to tell you my story of how I started on my path with yoga. I'm a fitness instructor. I've been a fitness instructor for 25 years. I love exercise. I love exercise. 4 or 5 years ago, I started feeling overuse injuries. As we get older, it just happens. My feet hurt, my back hurt. I went to the doctor. I spent tons of money, hundreds. I'm afraid to say I might have spent thousands of dollars on trying to cure my chronic pain in my back and in my feet. I was at wit's end of fall 2015, sign me up for surgery. Let's do it. Interestingly, I had an interesting occurrence happen on my surgery day. Went to the surgery center, they hooked me up. I spiked a fever of 103.8. Took me off of all the, just the insulin or whatever, the water, and I went home. So I had 3 weeks at that time to relax, regain myself from the flu, and that's when I started stretching and I started looking into Bikram yoga, which is, would not recommend it for a novice. It's a very intense yoga. It's good for someone myself who's been doing yoga for a while with scar tissue. Long postures are repeated 2 times, lots of breathing, 90-second sessions. Also, if you want to sweat, the room's 105 degrees, high humidity. It's a wonderful experience for someone like myself. You might like it. So, but today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about yoga. Okay, I'm going to tell you 3 things. So that's my story of how I came to yoga. Okay, I want to tell you that now, after the past year, I've been practicing 3 times a day, or 3 times a week. I go to a Bikram class once a week, and I'm pretty much pain-free. And that's amazing for me, who has, I spent 4 or 5 years in chronic pain. So the things that I'll tell you about today is I'm going to define yoga for you. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what the postures do, how they deliver health benefits to you, how the breath delivers health benefits to you, and I'm going to give you a brief description of meditation. So the Mayo Clinic defines yoga as a mind-body-spirit practice of slow stretching, breathing, and relaxing. Yoga, the word, means yoke. It means to unite. I will briefly describe to you the exercises and how they work now, okay? In yoga, it is called an exercise or a pose or asana. You can use any of those words when you're referring to it. And there is a type of yoga, it's called Marga, and it is a philosophy. And that philosophy has a book, a teaching book, and it talks about how the asanas, excuse me, how they work. So one of the things that I'm gonna show you, oh, those were my feet. No, actually they're not. One of the things is when you are in a pose such as a shoulder stand, the compression of the neck goes, the compression of the chin goes into your neck, and it stimulates the thyroid gland and the parathyroid gland, and it shuts off the blood to the system, to the thyroid gland, excuse me. And then we immediately go into a fish pose, okay, where the neck is now open and you get this nice big rush of blood. So these postures are designed specifically to stimulate your thyroid. And the thyroid has hormones which are going to regulate your heat, they're going to deal with your waste in your system, and they're also going to deal with your growth in your system. So it's a beautiful push me, pull me when you're doing these exercises. And this is kind of the basis behind the posture of regulation and stimulation of your hormonal system. Now, if we're in balance, then growth and happiness and harmony are good. And if we're out of balance, then that is when we set ourselves up for disease. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to talk about here will be, let's see, yoga. Your brain on yoga is meditation. And studies have found, a Harvard study found that when we're meditating, they had brain scans done, and you can see that the inside of your brain, that, let me see if sorry guys. So the inside of your brain, what's happening is that there's portions of the brain that's lit up. So no longer is our anxiety portion lit up, no longer is depression lit up, the good parts of your brain are lit up when we're doing meditation. When we do meditation, we add in breath, okay? So when we're adding in our breath, we're sitting, we're concentrating, okay? And there's a certain type of breath for yoga. It's a closed, your mouth stays closed and your nose is open. So you inhale in through the nose and you exhale out, an exhalation. So if you would like to, you can put your hands on your bellies with me right now, and you can inhale through your nose. And what you're going to find is your belly is going to be nice and open, and when you exhale, your belly is going to come in. And this beautiful concert of your lungs and your abdomen and your chest and your internal organs are taking place right here. So the inhale in pushes the diaphragm up. It massages the muscle or the heart muscle. When you exhale, you press the abdominal region out, and then you start to massage. The diaphragm goes down and you massage your abs. So it's like you have a little personal masseuse inside of your body. So it's really important. The breath is very important. It brings clear oxygen into the blood. It gets rid of your exhales, push out your carbon monoxide, and it also leads the path to calming the mind, which is one of the higher aspects of yoga, which is meditation. Again, with the meditation, we see our brain on yoga. It's like being at the gym. You work your brain out. The Harvard study also said that we get larger brain mass. We grow larger brains. Okay, so I guess what I want to say is that I told you about my experience with yoga and how it had helped heal and bring balance back into my life with my chronic feet issues and my lower back issues. And I explained to you what yoga is. It's a union, it's a yoke, and the postures, the meditation and the breath. So pulling those things together will give you harmony and balance in your life. So, so as we are researching into yoga, it reveals health benefits through our research studies, regular practice can help you restore balance and put energy. So the more time and energy that you put into yoga, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay? So your first downward dog that you do could be at 14 years or at 44. It's not the history, but it's the presence that you have on the mat that counts. Thank you, and namaste.